coincidence was obviously planned sabotage. I walked into the animal shelter with my adoption papers, ready to take Rover home after 2 months of weekly visits. But instead of the quiet lobby I expected, my ex-boyfriend Cody was already at the front desk talking to the volunteer coordinator. My stomach dropped when I heard him say, "I've been thinking about getting a dog for months. The black lab mix in kennel 7 seems perfect." My heart stopped. That was Rover's kennel. The coordinator looked up when she saw me approach. Cody turned around, a look that made my stomach turn spreading across his face. I managed to find my voice and said, "I'm here to adopt Rover from kennel 7. After a moment of awkward silence, she said, "Well, this is interesting. You're both here for the same dog." That's when Cody stepped closer to the desk, his voice taking on that concerned tone I knew too well. He said, "Look, I hate to say this, but she's way too irresponsible for a dog. She can barely keep plants alive, and she's always working late or partying on weekends." The words stung, and I felt my ears turn red when she looked at me with disapproval on her face. But he wasn't finished. Leaning closer to her, he continued, "Trust me, I know her toxic habits well. We dated for over a year. She's never even mentioned wanting a pet. This seems pretty impulsive, don't you think?" That's what snapped me out of my shock. I reached into my bag and pulled out my folder, the one I'd been carrying for weeks. I said, "Never mentioned wanting a dog?" I spread papers across the counter. "Here's my research on lab mixes, my enrollment in puppy training classes, and my vet appointment confirmations." I handed each document to her one by one. The coordinator picked up the training receipt, examining the date carefully. Her eyebrows rose as she processed what she was seeing, and when she looked back at Cody, her expression had shifted to something colder. Meanwhile, Cody stared at the papers, his face going pale as the evidence mounted against his claims. Finally, she looked at him and said, "So you've been thinking about this for months, but you don't have any preparation?" Relief flooded through me as I realized she was on my side. His words came out jumbled as he scrambled for an answer. "I was going to handle that stuff after I got him. I can offer a bigger donation to help the shelter." He pulled out different credit cards and a few dollars of change, as if money could solve everything. The coordinator's voice turned cold when she responded, saying, "Sir, adoption isn't an auction. We care about proper homes, not donations." Without another word, she walked toward the kennels, and we both followed in tense silence. When we reached kennel 7, Rover pressed against his gate, tail going crazy. The coordinator opened the door, and he bounded straight into my arms, ignoring Cody completely. Cody yelled, "Are you kidding me?" And I watched his hands clench into fists. The coordinator smiled and said, "I think he's already chosen."